A wealthy entrepreneur walks into Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom after receiving a speeding ticket. From the moment she enters, her tone is dismissive. She mocks the judge, refuses to pay the fine, and even attempts to leave in the middle of the hearing. What happens next serves as a reminder that wealth doesn't equate to respect, and arrogance always carries a price. This is the case of Patricia Whitmore, a clear example of what unfolds when entitlement confronts genuine authority in a courtroom that values character over money. Tell us where you're tuning in from, because this story about accountability strikes a chord with anyone tired of seeing the wealthy believe they're above the law. It's a typical Wednesday morning at 10:00 in the Providence Municipal Court. Judge Frank Caprio is ready for what appears to be a standard speeding violation when his bailiff quietly leans in with a warning. "Officer, Your Honor, the defendant has been uncooperative with court staff. The citation is for Patricia Whitmore, age 48, charged with driving 25 miles per hour over the speed limit in a residential area. The officer's report states that Ms. Whitmore was argumentative, insisted she was too important to be stopped, and initially refused to sign the citation. Patricia Whitmore enters the courtroom dressed in high-end designer clothing, a luxury handbag draped over her arm. She checks her phone repeatedly, her posture and expressions making it clear she views the entire proceeding as an inconvenience. Judge Caprio addresses her in a calm, professional tone. "Ms. Whitmore, you're here regarding a speeding citation. Please step forward." Patricia approaches the bench slowly, still glancing down at her phone. "Miss Whitmore, I need your full attention. Please put your phone away." Patricia glances up, visibly irritated. "I'm handling important business matters. Can we make this quick? I actually have things to do today." Her dismissive tone causes the courtroom to grow tense. "Miss Whitmore," Judge Caprio responds evenly, "this courtroom is important, and it deserves your full attention. Now, you were cited for driving 55 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. How do you plead?" "This is ridiculous," she Judge Caprio. "How do you plead to the charge?" Patricia, "Fine, whatever. I was speeding. Can I just pay the fine and leave? I don't have time for this." Judge Caprio calmly reviews the citation details while Patricia continues to show visible impatience. Judge Caprio, "Ms. Whitmore, driving 25 miles over the speed limit in a residential area is a serious matter. There are children and families." Patricia, interrupting, "I know that neighborhood. Maybe those parents should teach their kids to stay away from the street. I shouldn't have to crawl along at 30 miles an hour just because they can't watch their children properly." The courtroom murmurs in disapproval at Patricia's indifferent attitude toward child safety. Judge Caprio, "Miss Whitmore, the speed limit exists to protect everyone in that community, not just the children. Your comments about this citation are troubling." Patricia, defensive, "My comments? My attitude is that I'm a successful businesswoman being scolded by a small-town judge over a road I drive every day. This is a complete waste of my time and taxpayer money." Judge Caprio rises slowly, his patience clearly wearing thin. Judge Caprio looks directly at the defendant. Judge Caprio, "Miss Whitmore, let me remind you, you're in a courtroom. Respect for this process is not optional." Patricia, sarcastically, "Respect for what? For you just rubber-stamping tickets to make money for the city? I know how this goes. I'll pay whatever fine you decide and move on." Judge Caprio, "The fine for your violation is $350 plus court fees." Patricia lets out a dismissive laugh. Patricia, "That's it? I spend more than that on lunch. Just charge my card so I can go." Judge Caprio's demeanor shifts. His tone grows firm. Judge Caprio, "This isn't a restaurant, Miss Whitmore. This is a court of law, and you're acting as if this proceeding is beneath you." Patricia, "Because it is beneath me. You're treating me like a criminal just for going a bit over the limit on an empty street." Judge Caprio maintains his composure. Judge Caprio, "I'm reviewing your record, Miss Whitmore. You've had 3 prior speeding tickets in the past 2 years." Patricia, shrugging, "So what? I paid every one of them. Isn't that the deal? You hand out tickets, I pay, everyone's satisfied." Judge Caprio, "No, that's not how the system works. Each violation reflects reckless behavior that endangers others." Patricia rolls her eyes and smirks. Patricia, "Oh, please. I'm an excellent driver. 30 years behind the wheel and not one accident. Judge Caprio. Then consider yourself lucky. But luck doesn't justify repeated speeding. Responsibility does. Look, Judge. Patricia begins, her tone dripping with condescension. I'm a busy woman. I run 3 companies, employ over 200 people, and contribute more to this city's tax base than most people in this courtroom will make in their entire lives. The gallery reacts with audible surprise at her arrogance and lack of respect. Miss Whitmore. Judge Caprio replies evenly. Your wealth and success have no bearing on your responsibility to obey traffic laws. Really? Patricia shoots back. Because from my perspective, this entire system seems designed to squeeze money out of people like me, the ones actually keeping the city running. Judge Caprio's tone hardens. Miss Whitmore, I'll ask you once more to show respect for this court. And if I don't? She challenges. What are you going to do, Judge? Find me again? You think I care about that? You can't intimidate me. I'm not some frightened kid or broke person who needs to beg for your approval. The courtroom falls completely silent, stunned by Patricia's open defiance and disregard for judicial authority. Miss Whitmore, your behavior in this courtroom is just as troubling as your speeding. Both reflect a clear disregard for the law and for other people's safety. Patricia glances at her phone again. Are we finished here? I have important meetings today, she says flatly. Put that phone down, Miss Whitmore. We are not finished, the judge replies firmly. Patricia shrugs. Actually, I think we are. She turns toward the exit. Send me the bill. My assistant will handle it. If you're as shocked by this attitude as we are, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Judge Stories for more remarkable courtroom moments like this one. Miss Whitmore, the judge warns, if you take one more step toward that door without permission, you'll be held in contempt of court. Patricia pauses and smirks. Contempt for what? For not being impressed by your little courtroom kingdom? For repeatedly showing disrespect toward this court? For trying to leave during an ongoing hearing? And for displaying the very behavior that makes you a danger on the road? A danger. I'm a danger because I refuse to bow before a judge in a small municipal courtroom? Judge Caprio's voice grows firm, echoing through the room. You're a danger because you believe the rules don't apply to you. You're a danger because you think your wealth excuses you from basic respect and legal responsibility. And you're a danger because you show no concern for the safety of others. This is absurd. I'm leaving. Patricia takes another step toward the exit. Bailiff. Ensure Ms. Whitmore remains in this courtroom. The bailiff moves forward, and for the first time, Patricia's confidence falters. You can't hold me here. Ms. Whitmore, I absolutely can. This is my courtroom, and you will remain here until the hearing is over. Now sit down. Patricia hesitates but stays standing. Her arrogance clashes with the sudden realization that she might not have as much control as she believed. Miss Whitmore, sit down now or I'll add a contempt charge to your speeding violation. Patricia hesitates, then reluctantly returns to her seat, finally putting her phone away. Now let's address your case clearly, Judge Caprio continues. You were cited for excessive speeding in a residential area. This marks your 4th speeding offense in 2 years. You've shown no regret, no understanding of the seriousness of your actions, and you've consistently disrespected this court. I don't have to stand here and be lectured by, yes, Miss Whitmore, you do. That's exactly what's happening right now, the judge interjects firmly. The courtroom observes quietly as Judge Caprio dismantles Patricia's sense of entitlement, one remark at a time. Leaning back in his chair, his face shows resolve rather than frustration. Miss Whitmore, your original fine was $350, he says evenly, but due to your conduct in this courtroom, I'm increasing it to the maximum, $500 plus court costs. Patricia's face shows genuine disbelief. You can't do that. I can, and I am. Judge Caprio responds firmly. In addition, I'm ordering you to complete a driver safety course within 30 days. A driver safety course? I've been driving for decades. Clearly not effectively given your 4 speeding violations, the judge replies. You'll complete the course and submit proof to this court. This is ridiculous. I'll appeal. You're entitled to that right. Miss Whitmore, he says evenly, I encourage you to explain your behavior to an appellate judge and see if they're as understanding. Patricia's confidence starts to fade as the weight of her actions sinks in. Furthermore, Judge Caprio continues, I'm adding a contempt of court charge for your conduct today. That's an additional $200 fine. For what? For not kissing your ring? For repeatedly disrespecting this courtroom, attempting to walk out during proceedings, and showing blatant disregard for the law. So your total fine is now $700, plus court costs, bringing it to $850, and you are required to attend traffic school. Patricia's expression hardens as she realizes her defiance has cost her far more than simple respect ever would have. You're not being punished for your success, Miss Whitmore. You're being held accountable for violating the law and for showing disrespect toward the court. Your wealth has no bearing on your duties as a citizen. I'd like to speak with your supervisor. I don't have a supervisor, Miss Whitmore. I'm the chief judge of this municipal court. However, you're free to file an appeal if you wish. Subscribe to Judge Stories YT for more cases where arrogance meets accountability. Patricia remained silent, perhaps realizing, for the first time, that her money and social standing hold no power here. Miss Whitmore, I want you to take this to heart. This courtroom welcomes people from all walks of life. Some struggle to pay their fines, while others, like you, view them as insignificant. But regardless of wealth or circumstance, the law treats everyone the same. Patricia remained silent, her earlier arrogance now gone. When you speed through residential areas, you're not just breaking a law, you're putting lives in danger. Children play there. Seniors walk there. Families live there. Your personal convenience doesn't outweigh their safety. Your attitude today makes it clear why you continue to receive tickets. You act as if the rules don't apply to you, as if your business success places you above basic respect and legal responsibility. For the first time, Patricia appears genuinely uneasy instead of dismissive. I'll tell you what I tell everyone who stands before this court. We value your character far more than your wealth. And today, you've shown poor character. Patricia finally speaks. Can I just pay the fine and leave? Yes, the judge replies, but before that, you'll apologize to this court for your disrespectful conduct. What? You heard me. You will apologize for your behavior, or I'll add another contempt charge. Patricia hesitates, torn between pride and practicality. Miss Whitmore, I'm waiting. I apologize for my behavior in court today, she says softly. Miss Whitmore, the judge adds firmly, say it like you mean it. Patricia takes a deep breath. Your Honor, I want to sincerely apologize for my disrespect toward you in this court. My actions were inappropriate. Judge Caprio gives a brief nod. Apology accepted. Now let's be clear about the outcome. You are to pay $850 in fines and court costs. You must also complete traffic school within 30 days and provide proof of completion to this court. If you receive another speeding ticket within the next year, I will personally review your case and may consider suspending your license. Patricia nods, finally realizing the seriousness of her actions. And Miss Whitmore, one more thing, Judge Caprio adds. The next time you drive through that neighborhood at 55 miles per hour, remember this moment. Remember that your time is never more important than other people's safety. Yes, Your Honor. Patricia replies quietly. You're dismissed. The clerk will assist you with the payment. As Patricia walks toward the clerk's office, her steps are slower and her attitude more restrained. The arrogance is gone, replaced by reflection. For the first time, she seems to understand that respect isn't something bought or demanded. It's earned through humility and conduct. Patricia Whitmore's story serves as a reminder that entitlement and pride always meet their limit in a just courtroom, because wealth cannot purchase respect, and accountability applies to everyone equally. No matter how successful someone believes they are, Judge Frank Caprio once again demonstrated that true authority doesn't need to be loud or forceful. It only needs to be steady, fair, and consistent in the face of arrogance. Here's a question we should all ask ourselves. When we reach success, do we use it to seek privilege, or do we remember that wealth and status never excuse us from basic respect and responsibility? Patricia discovered that the courtroom is the ultimate equalizer, where integrity outweighs money, and where judges like Frank Caprio uphold the principle that justice remains blind to fortune or fame. Subscribe to Judge Stories on YouTube for more insightful moments where fairness triumphs, humility is rewarded, and entitlement meets accountability.